doing all that.
Welcome everyone to this Sunday meditation town hall. Give me a moment here. So we got upcoming here, we got a retreat, not this weekend obviously, but the following weekend, July 15th through 17th. You can get more information about it at dzogchen.org. There's also the opportunity, if you sign up a friend or family member, to get a bit of a discount. So check that out if you have not. Especially these longer retreats are such a great chance to deepen your own practice, find a little bit more of a meditative center for you to operate from in these crazy times that we live in. And so really recommending members take advantage of this great retreat to spend time with Lama Surya Das and absorb some teachings around what is happening in this fragmented time we live in and how to relate to that in our own spiritual practice. So yeah, make sure we're all good here. Yep. My name's Kevin. If you have any questions for Lama Surya Das as we are going through today, please send me a direct message in the chat and I'll pass that on to him. If we have time at the end, we'll get to some of those questions. But yeah, I think without further ado, let's welcome Lama Surya Das.
Good morning, everybody, and what a beautiful Sunday it is. A day of rest. Let's put it all down. Drop everything. How's the sound, Kevin?
You sound good.
I'm here in my 8-year-old niece's, what does she call it? Her classroom, where she teaches her dolls every day, and she has a whole setup here, if you know what I mean. We seem to be a very learning-oriented family. Nice to see you all. It's a beautiful Sunday, a day of rest. We can put it all down. I wonder what would happen, how it would feel, how it would be if we dropped everything. Like Japan's greatest Zen master, Dogen Zenji, says 800 years ago, like a stick of incense on the altar that has burned down and still just has a little, kind of like the shape of a stick, but it's just ashes. And then it just back into the flower pot or incense holder. Just drop everything. He says, drop body and mind and then sense beingness. What Kant called ens. If we must translate being, essence, ultimate being or identity, the ens. Drop everything. Drop body and mind, speech. Drop into it, drop out, tune in. Words don't suffice, and sense who or what, if anything, is present. What is being without my, me, and mine? It's like a gold mine. It's like a kryptonite mine to the superego. How sweet it is. Just sitting, just breathing, just being present. and the wakeful, attentive, lucid, incandescent presence. Drop everything and sense who or what is present. Just sitting. You're in my niece's classroom. Oh, here she comes, the teacher herself with her dog. Just sitting, just breathing, just being, just relaxing. Oh, she knows how to sit. She's putting out her little hands. Join us, everyone. Isn't it beautiful? Come, children, all of you. Let's lift up together in the light, in life, in joy, in harmony, in oneness, one family, one heart and soul, one being. Look, Parker, there's Uncle Leo. Look at that smiling Punim. Just breathing in, calming and clearing the mind, breathing out, relaxing, letting go, smiling, breathing in, calming, clearing, breathing out, relaxing, letting be, letting go means letting be, smiling, letting things come and go through the magic mirror of the mind, the sky-like mind, big mind, through the mind, through the heart, room for everything. Just focusing on the breathing, on being, rest at the origin of all and everything. Just sitting, just being, just breathing, energizing, harmonizing, all together now, co-meditating, interbeing. How sweet it is, Imaho. Way to go. Hallelujah. Camille, the little dog, seems restless, like our monkey mind, our grasshopper mind, jumping around. Come back to the breath, focusing on breathing, watching the breath, feeling the breath, letting everything else go by, just relaxing, letting the tension drain out of your body, into the floor, into the good earth. Just being one, together, alone together, the power of one, don't overlook it. How sweet it is, nothing more to do. Remember, understand, just being, just breathing, that's enough. And more than enough. Awareness with a capital A plus. Just being with a capital B plus. See? That's the ABCs of natural meditation. Children. Relaxed, at ease, at home. Enjoy the joy, the simplicity, the flow, the natural flow, the Tao, into meditation, into being at home, complete. Light. Take a deep breath and relaxing, exhaling, emptying yourself. Say for Dr. Das. Exhaling, emptying yourself. The emptier I am, the more room for thee, O Lord. How sweet it is. Natural meditation, coming home to oneself, just being free, feeling relaxed and at ease, at home, whole, complete. Just being, just sitting, just awareing, awareful, mindful, attentive, present, rather than absent-minded. Wow. The teacher has left the classroom. Now we have to do this, continue without adult supervision. Responsible for ourselves and our karma. Assume your Buddha seat. Present, accountable. Surya, present. See, even when we're alone, the constant companion is always with us, watching over. That's the literal meaning of the Tibetan deity Chenrezi, she who watches over us, the great compassionate one, Avalokiteshvara. And the whole invisible array. When I put up my hands, I feel like evoking and inviting and welcoming them and upholding them, and them holding me too, and us all together, infinite beings, infinite luminosities, luminaries, to infinite fields, inseparable, interwoven, interbeing, intermeditating, into Imaho, Gatsatampo. This breath, only breath, this moment, only moment, how sweet it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. Thank you. Ah. Eyes open, ears open, nose open, throat open, chest open, breath open, diaphragm open, anus open, decontracted, relaxed. What a relief. Drop everything or get off the pot. Ah. Heart open, mind open, everything open. Mahamudra, the biggest frame, the bigger picture, all inclusive, groundless and boundless presence with a capital B, being with a capital B, awareing with a capital A, C, easy, easy peasy, see through the illusion of separateness or lack or scarcity and be free. This is it. Thank you. What a gift. What grace. Mala. Hallelujah. Eureka. Amen. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 They say God prays by dancing and singing. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Merton said that. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Ha ha he. Thank you. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Tare Tutare Tare Swaha Maham Benzaguru Prem Siri Om. Kama Pachano Lamachano Maham. Imaho, how sweet it is. Thank you. Singing is believing. You betcha. Dig it. Dope. Moment of silence for those in Highland Park, Illinois, and all those similarly harmed, afflicted, affected. I was supposed to be teaching retreat in person there, June 24th, 5th to 27th, but we canceled it and made it virtual at the Infinity Foundation in Highland Park, where I go almost every year. We have friends there, and Dharma friends there. Fortunately, okay, but freaked out. Some of them knew to shoot his family. And all those around the country in this strange tidal wave of gun violence, of street violence, of blacks being shot, an era of seemingly endless, almost meaningless war in Ukraine, and millions of refugees in Europe and Asia, Central America, and elsewhere. A lot to hold in our compassionate hearts. A moment of silence for all those who are similarly afflicted by the pandemic and the myriad of other afflictions of our mortal coil, of our bodies, of our fleeting life, of our endangered environment and world. Moment of silence, noble silence and noble solitude alone, together. and solidarity. One world, one family, oneness. The Buddha himself said the greatest protection circle is shunyata, or openness, non-grasping. The greatest protection is loving kindness and compassion. Yes, of course, we have to do something about the guns, give back the guns, especially the automatic weapons. I don't think that's what the founders had in mind when they framed the constitutional right to bear a musket, a single shot, muzzle loading musket, to bear arms to protect yourself and your family from the natives whose land you're occupying. I don't think that's what they had in mind. AK-47 assault rifles, shoulder-launched ground-to-air missiles that have brought down airliners, not just fighter planes, automatic pistols, automatic shotguns, and so on. And perhaps more to the point, uproot the greed and anger, hatred, and selfishness in our own hearts and prejudice in our own hearts. Disarm the heart, not build more walls around ourselves. Disarm the heart. That's the crux of the matter. We don't have to become doormats either, the middle way. Buddha himself said to a snake who had taken his teachings on nonviolence to heart and had been beaten up and stoned and sticked, beaten by the village boys, the snake complained to the Buddha. This is in the scriptures. Buddha said, I didn't tell you not to hiss. Maybe he told him not to bite and poison, but he didn't say not to hiss if attacked. Anyway, we all have to draw the line ourselves. We're big people. I'm looking around the room. We're all adults. We're not getting any younger, none of us. Look at us. Disarm the heart for a better world and for better characters to emerge, even from our younger generations. Who else are they going to learn from, if not us? Could we see the dedication prayer and millennium prayer, please? Go out singing and praying and chanting. To complete our meditation session and gathering this morning. Please join us next weekend for our summer retreat. We were hoping to have it in person. We even looked at some venues, but because of COVID, et cetera, we're going to do it virtually again. But we are trying to get back to our gatherings, hopefully in the fall, our residential retreats, our extended meditation retreats, and other weekend workshops and so on. Please join us next weekend, Friday to Sunday, for our summer retreat. It'll be virtual again. So next Sunday, there will not be a town hall, but after that, again, there will be every Sunday this summer. This prayer dedicating the merits or the good karma from our virtuous prayers and practice here today, written in Tibetan by our own beloved late teacher, Nyosho Ken Rinpoche. Through the merit of this virtuous practice and our sterling altruistic aspirations, may the light of the Buddha's precious teaching remain for ages and aeons to come, the ground, the basis for every single kind of benefit and happiness, worldly and spiritual. May the supreme holders of these liberating teachings, who uphold its living truth and efficacy, agree to live for aeons, and their lotus feet stand firm, remaining in this Saha bubble-like world. And so may the sun of altruism and well-being, bodhicitta, in all its blazing splendor, shine the brilliant light of the study and practice of noble Buddha Dharma throughout every corner of the universe for the boundless benefit of one and all. May all beings everywhere with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may they be awakened, liberated, healed, safe, secure, fulfilled, and free. May there be peace and harmony in this world, and an end to war and violence, poverty and hunger, inequality and oppression, greed and cruelty, and all our other afflictions, natural and man-made, human-made. May we all be free from fear, harm, danger, anxiety, and insecurity. These are very uncertain times. And may we all together complete this gorgeous, delightful, if not challenging sometimes, spiritual journey. The journey of the heart, the path with heart, one beloved community, one satsang, one sangha, one samaya, one circle, one family, all the way home. Thank you. I bow to the Buddha-ness in your seat. Don't overlook them. Nice to see you all. Thanks for gathering. It's a beautiful day here. Every day is a good day when you're in a certain state of mind. I remember Groundhog Day, that wonderful, quote, Buddhist movie by Harold Ramis. Yes, a Buddhist, the late Harold Ramis, one of the stars of Ghostbusters, a great producer, director. Good old Harold. Groundhog Day, where Bill Murray's character had to replay the day again and again until he got it right. And each time he got a different shot at perfecting it better. And I was thinking, this is the secret to happiness. Even if we can't science fictionally replay each day or turn back time. Yeah, turn back time. Then I can get rid of Hitler. Life's a little more complicated than that. But if we're aware enough, we can think before we act. We can review. We can, like in sports, visualize what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, or in martial arts before we do it, and refine the process before we actually enter the action. And that way expand space-time in the magic, infinite space of our mind. Think before we act. Reflect and review and refine before we fall into unfulfilling habitual habits again and just dig our roots deeper. It's like turning back time in the present moment. There's plenty of room in between thoughts to have a whole new day, a whole new approach, rather than just having blind, reflexive, knee-jerk reactions. Think about it. And then we would get it right more and more, whatever right means, like in right understanding and right livelihood. Sama, best, perfect, complete, not just right or wrong, but samabona. That's the meaning of the 8 steps on the noble path. Not right, wise action, wise livelihood, sama, best vocation, true vocation. Not just everybody has to be a nurse or a fire person. Good work is enough, but it has to be your true vocation, whatever it is, not just working for a paycheck and trying to get it done with so you can go home and live your real life. Anyway, a few thoughts for the day. Best practices is something to keep in mind. I've heard it in the business context. I'd like to hear it in the spiritual context, not just right livelihood or right action, but how about righting your ship, not blaming it on anybody else. That's the meaning of rightness, right action, beyond right and wrong. That's a different level of morality in the world of duality, but right your ship, then things go a lot better on the journey. Check it out. Don't take my word for it. It's your ship, folks. Happy sails, as Roy Rogers said, or something like that. Happy sails to you until we meet again. Any questions or anything? Please, we're in a very frivolous mood today, so this is your chance to frivolate. Leslie, Mike, Allard, frivolate away. Ray?
We got a couple questions here, Lama. We probably only have time for 2. Julia asks, when physical pain comes up in meditation and it is intense, is there a way to release it during the meditation?
Well, it depends how you look at it. The great release is, non-attachment or non-reactivity, equanimity, like letting things come and go, letting be. Of course, pain is a goddamn pain, and nobody likes it unless you're bent out of shape, super neurotic masochist or sadomasochist or something. Pain sucks. Nobody likes it, but we can distinguish, as Buddhist teachings say, between pain and suffering. How much we suffer from the pain is muchly up to us. If you have a headache and you're all freaked out and get tense and contract around it, you might drive yourself into more of a migraine. If you have a headache and you just have a little headache pain and you breathe and relax or do something or go outside or, whatever you do, you might relieve it. Or you're always allowed to take an analgesic or something. There are worse things than basic over-the-counter painkillers, if you want to call them that, analgesics. But specifically, if we're talking about meditation, which you mentioned, if we mean by that, let's say, still sitting, silent meditation or standing, but let's just talk about sitting as we generally think of meditation. If you have knee pain, back pain, we won't even go into mental pain. Anybody have any knee pain or back pain ever? I don't know. Nobody's putting up their hand. Well, this is an unusual bunch, but I've had plenty. So how do you deal with it? Or mosquitoes landing on your arm, your nose, or your ear. I've talked about that before from my experiences over the years in India. So how do you deal with pain? You asked, how do you relieve it, release it? We wouldn't necessarily want to, try to get away from anything, would we? That would be attachment and aversion at work. Just being blown off course by attraction or aversion. But we do feel like getting rid of it or overcoming it. So if we're doing some kind of meditation, like Vipassana meditation, Vedana Vipassana, insight, awareness based on physical sensations. We might just watch it, go into it, point our attention to it, let and see what's there and let it break down into its component parts, like maybe our legs falling asleep and it's just throbbing. It doesn't even hurt, but it sort of bothers us, and we're afraid if it falls asleep it's going to get gangrene and fall off. We get neurotic about it. Nobody's lost any legs in these short half-hour and 1 hour meditation sessions that I'm aware of, and yet we react to it. Or worse pain, the knee pain, when we're not used to sitting cross-legged. Now, I don't instruct you to sit cross-legged, but you might have that idea from the Eastern influence and all, where the pictures of Buddha sitting in full lotus like that for 6 years without moving, or whatever you think, with our idealistic ways. Anyway, back pain, you can arrange yourself with cushions and all. You can get back jacks. But a good posture will help a lot to maintain alertness. So just gazing into it. This is a principle of mindfulness-based stress reduction also, which comes from the Vipassana tradition. MBSR taught in hospitals all over the land and the country, founded by John Kabat-Zinn, the wonderful Buddhist teacher and integrator into modern world. How do we deal with the pain of broken backs, of chronic arthritis and things like that, that MBSR has famously made some inroads into in hospitals, with firemen, with all kinds of people with severe injuries, not just with us with our little half hour of knee pain. Notice I'm not saying just sit and ignore it, not saying. You're also allowed to breathe and relax and, maybe move a little. But if you get restless, that doesn't serve the purpose. So just gazing into it, paying attention, you might notice it's just throbbing or pulsing. It's not even hurting. Or if an insect, if a mosquito lands on your arm, as I mentioned in India, our teacher, Goenkaji, Mr. Goenka, said in English, when a mosquito lands on my arm, instead of smacking it as I used to when I was growing up, or shaking it off as I feel like doing now, I just notice and I wish it a good drink and a safe flight home. Now that is a complete turnaround of attitude, which determines character and karma. Not just not killing it, but not even hating it, loving it, wishing it well. So we could possibly do that, but a mosquito is just a little itch, a little botheration. The constant pain of knee pain and back pain, we might have to deal with in other ways, like by just breathing into it and out of it. Maybe not unlike the Lamaze method of natural childbirth. I don't know. I don't want to go into that road, get in trouble as a man that doesn't know what he's talking about. There's a lot of ways to deal with, quote, pain. And these little pains in the scale of things aren't that hard to see through and to, as you call it, release. And I don't want to use the word get rid of, because there's a big difference between pain and suffering, and how much we suffer from it is much up to us. So breathe into it, look into it, just watch it. As I always say, letting go means not getting rid of it, suppressing, but letting come and go, letting be, that's the secret. And see how that goes. And of course, you're allowed to move or take other temporary means of relief. But until we go through that impasse where we have to react, we never really will find the great relief that we could of letting go, of non-attachment, equanimity, letting go, letting come and go, letting be. And sometimes you can't even tell the difference between pain and pleasure anyway. Like, doesn't it feel damn good to scratch an insect bite till it hurts? Last question, please.
I'm being guided by the amazing Menla to wrap it up here. So I think we're going to save some of these amazing questions, and including a doozy here from Drew for the retreat that's coming up next weekend, where there'll be plenty of time for Q&A, which is the link is in the chat if you haven't signed up for that yet.
I hate to ignore Druzy. Go
Druzy.
on. Druzy, you'll have to wait. Go ahead.
And reminder that there's no meditation town hall next week because of the retreat. So, but we'll see you the weekend after that. So let's all thank Lama for his time and brilliance today.
Thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Love to one and all. Be well. Stay healthy. Stay safe. Love. Bye-bye.